So I don't normally do television reviews, but I think today is the day that I'm actually going to do it.
Hey, it's Zadie and I'm back with a new movie review.
So now we're going to talk about what I liked and what I did not like about this movie. If the story doesn't make sense, then nobody's going to actually remember the movie. Hey, it's Zadie and you are watching Flytte Kartina. Today I'm going to be starting a new series. So there's my normal movie reviews, my spoiler rants, my trailer reactions, but I also have a smaller segment which is my Let's Rant series that I do. But now I'm starting a new series that's going to be called Binge or Cringe. Basically, I'll talk about TV shows that have come out recently or have not come out recently, as some people have recommended that I try. Most of them will be older, but some of them will probably be newer shows like this one. I'm gonna talk about The Politician today. We'll talk about what I liked about this series and then what I didn't like about this series and whether you should binge it or it's kind of cringy, so don't watch it. So The Politician is a Netflix original television series that is directed by Ryan Murphy. He's got some good stuff like Pose and Glee that he's done. The Politician is about a student at St. Sebastian High School who is named Peyton Hobart. He's a wealthy student from Santa Barbara, and he's known from basically childhood that he is destined to be the next president of the United States. And this all starts in high school and his high school presidential election. It's his senior year in high school, and so this is his one shot at becoming president, so he's got to give it all he's got, but then he runs into some problems, like major problems, and we're not going to talk about those problems because this doesn't have any spoilers in it. I will try to keep as many spoilers out of this as possible, but it might slip out, maybe. That's just a disclaimer. So, you know, if something does slip out and you get mad at me, please don't sue me. I did put a disclaimer on it. Alright, we're going to talk about the good things about the series, and there were a lot of good things about this series. I really liked the characters. That is something that does not happen sometimes at all. I was watching a television series, I won't say which one, but I was watching it and I just didn't care about the characters at all. It doesn't matter to me what happens to them. All I was interested was in the plot, and characters make the plot and the plot makes the characters. It's like a symbiotic relationship that happens between the two groups of storytelling mechanisms. The character development was decent. It was pretty consistent throughout across all of the characters. There were some tangents that went off into the deep end, but we're not talking about those. Now the story structure. The story structure was clear and the tangents paid off, most of them. Like I said, this is a story about this guy who wants to become president, and the first step in doing that is in his high school presidential election. So if he becomes the president of this high school, then everything's gonna be fine. His life is on track and he's gonna be president. This is like the first step for him, and if he misses it, then it's all over. Let's talk about the characters a little bit. There are a lot of characters in this series. It's really interesting and fascinating, and they go very deep into some of these characters that they don't need to go into, but we're not talking about the bad things, we're talking about the good things. And Gwyneth Paltrow really stood out in her performance in this for me. Even though she's just a side character, she really does stand out, and I love her performance in this. As well as a lot of the other characters that are shown and developed through this series. The cast was great. It was actually pretty diverse in a lot of ways, and all of them had somewhat equal coverage of character development. Not only are they ethnically diverse, but they're also diverse in like social functions and also different health situations that they're in. There's one character in this that is a deaf actress, and she does a fantastic job at doing what she was written to do, and I really it didn't distract from it. They didn't make a big deal out of it, and that kind of made it like nice. Like you don't have to make a big deal out of something for it to be impactful to a community of people. I really enjoyed the last episodes more than I enjoyed the middle episodes. This storyline isn't actually about politics, it's about the politician himself. It's about this one kid's journey from the start of his presidential campaign in his high school to the end of it. I've talked about the good things, but let's talk about the bad things. And this is not bad as in like this was horrible or just awfully done, but it's bad in the sense that it was distracting for me as a viewer and an audience member. There were a couple of characters that played prominent positions in Peyton Hobart's life that I just didn't care about. This is not a spoiler because I'm not giving away who it is, but one of the characters that is a very prominent figure in Peyton's life actually passes away. And then this character returns as a recurring character in Peyton's subconscious. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just didn't care about this character, as well as a couple of other characters who were prominent figures in the politician's life. There were a bunch of side stories that really distracted from what was actually going on. They took a step away from the main protagonist and then went to another person, which was fine, but then they kept going, and I was like, but I'm not paying attention to this character because this doesn't have anything to do with the main plot that you are trying to spearhead through, so why am I watching this? Yes, I care about this character and what they have done, but you didn't have to take this angle with them. Yes, granted, the twists and turns in this were very surprising, and I loved all of them when they had to do with the politics of things, but when it got into the personal lives of different characters, it was so distracting, and it just felt like a different show entirely. And the last episode is beautifully done, but it feels like episode 1 of season 2 instead of episode 8, the final season of season 1. And to choose between binge or cringe, I would say binge, because it's actually a good story and I did enjoy it. It wasn't the most fantastic thing. Like, you can binge it and not feel bad about yourself, but also not feel so great about yourself that you are bursting at the seams about the politician. Alright, for this video, the question is, what are your thoughts of The Politician? Either if you have seen it or have not seen it, let me know in the comments down below. But before you scroll all the way down, there are 3 buttons that I would like you to press. There is the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell notification. The like button lets me know that you like this video. The subscribe button means that you really like this video and my channel and what I'm doing. And then the bell notification icon is actually just for you guys, so that you are one of the first people to know when I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great random Thursday. I will see you on the other side of the screen. Bye!